Objects come to life at night. No, they don't. I'm kidding. No. Hi, my name is Natalie McCurdy, and I am currently working as a cataloger of international philatelic collections at the Smithsonian National Postal Museum in Washington, D.C.
My name is Allison Bell, and I am the Executive Director here at the Heritage Society in Sam Houston Park.
I'm Dana Christo. I've been here for 5 years. I've always loved museums just in general. Like anytime I have a day off, I'm at a museum. But this one in particular, because I had never seen anything like it. We have the homes downtown. It's just very unique. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been here before, but I would love the opportunity to help preserve this history and tell the stories of the homes and the people that lived here.
What drew me to come work here at the Heritage Society is that I'm a native Houstonian. My mother used to always tease me to say that you should go work for the Greater Houston Commerce, because I was always bringing my friends from out of town here. I love to brag about Houston, and so I've always just had a special place in my heart. I actually came here on a field trip when I was 13 years old, so I feel like it's kind of a manifestation that I'm back here now. After I started working here in 2018, my dad had just passed away, and I was going through his papers in his little room in the nursing home, and I found a loose leaf piece of paper dated in 1973, and I was 13, and the title was The Little White Church in Sam Houston Park. I do not remember coming here on a field trip, but I completely wrote a whole story about it, and that was even after I worked here, so I feel like that was sort of my signal to say that I am where I'm supposed to be.
I love the way that museums can combine different fields of art, science, and history. My first internship was at the Whitty Museum in San Antonio. Their motto was where nature, science, and culture meet, and that just is the truth. This internship in particular and my combined study in Washington, D.C. at history museums, archive centers, art museums, I really gained an appreciation for how fulfilling a career in museum work would be for me. My mom always called me her Renaissance child. I loved science so much. I thought I was going to work in healthcare because of how much I loved science, but I grew up playing 2 instruments and doing art and loving history. Throughout high school and the beginning of college, I was set on working in healthcare. But then I took a cultural anthropology class, and I had this internship at the Whitty Museum, and I learned how personally fulfilling this career could be for me.
I believe that museums are important because they continue to educate the public. We continue to have school kids here, seniors that love to come on the county buses. Museums tell the stories. They tell a unique story. Our museum tells the story of Houston's history, but we have so many museums here in Houston that tell different stories. The Buffalo Soldiers Museum, all the way up to the Museum of Fine Arts. Each one is unique.
The amount of people from every walk of life and that's what I also love about working here, especially because we have a lot of international customers or clients that come to take tours, and they tell us all too, like, you know, we've never seen anything like this before, especially like in a city, because I've gone to historical house museums in other states. It's kind of what I do now when I go and like compare, and there really isn't anything like us around, and so to get like all these perspectives from different countries saying like how cool it is and how much they learn stuff, it's just it's cool. It's smack dab like in the middle of the city. That's also like kind of like when you look down, you don't feel like you're in the city, but you look up, and you want that giant building behind us, and it's like you forget where you are, but you are downtown still, but you get like history.
Another super fulfilling thing about my job is getting to see the direct result of my cataloging work. So the collections that I am cataloging currently are going to be photographed, digitized, and published online for researchers around the world to look at and use in their research. And getting to see these collections digitized, getting to see my work published is really fulfilling. And in a broader sense, just serving the public in keeping history open and honest and accessible.
I really just love having field trips here, like the young kids that come out is my favorite thing, because this is so different than what they're used to, like the suburbs, such when we get kids from, the burbs. I love seeing like them learn about like history, like through seeing the object. My favorite thing is the general store that we have in our museum. And so what I tell kids is ask them, have you ever been to a Walmart or Target? And they all raise their hands, of course. And I say, welcome to the Walmart of the 1800s. Because it's a one-stop shop, and just seeing them like get so excited about it is really cool.
Museums and archives function as repositories of cultural heritage and human knowledge, constantly changing as the world does. By recording and sharing human stories through different lenses, such as art, history, science, we can gain a deeper appreciation and curiosity for the world and people around us. Creating and stimulating a curious and educated public, museums challenge us to enact the continued progress we want to see in the world.
Museums do lack funding, especially in this economy, and that is really challenging for us. Fortunately, we don't have any federal funding, but we rely on local funding, foundations, and the general public, and it is always a challenge. And especially right now with the economy the way it is, we can tell that tourism is a little down, because I think people are holding on to their money because they're afraid.
Working at a Smithsonian museum here in Washington, D.C., our clearest and most imminent threat right now is content control and censorship. The White House has begun reviewing the content of 8 of the Smithsonian museums here in Washington, D.C., to determine if the exhibits reflect President Trump's personal vision of American history and celebrate American exceptionalism ahead of the country's 250th birthday celebration. These reviews have not been completed, and currently the museum that I work at is not being reviewed by the White House. However, this is a direct threat to all Smithsonian museums here in DC and museums nationwide in countless ways. Most notably, this is a threat to the obligation for museums to serve our audiences with accurate and complete history. By removing the stories that are painful, history is not being rewritten, rather bound to be repeated. Good, bad, and ugly, American history is history. The only way we as a nation and as people can grow is through learning and understanding, and museums have the obligation to facilitate this.
So important to preserve history, especially these days. Houston is just so diverse, and people don't realize that until they come here, and then they come and take a tour and they didn't realize how diverse it's always been. It's not a new thing, it's always been diverse. And I think sometimes some museums get a bad rap for being maybe like a little cold and just kind of like, eh. I don't know, I've been to some museums where it's just like, the people were there and you could kind of tell it was a job for them, not something that they really loved and they really like cared about it. But all of us here, like we're here because not because of the money, not because of the benefits, but because we actually like really love these houses.
You totally can feel that here. I'm sure you are so warm.
Yeah,
awesome.
We love people when they ask us questions about this place. Like we love telling you about it, because the more people we can spread the word to, the better. Because that's how we're going to survive for another 70 years.
Yes,
it's just sharing what we know and love about this place with other people, so they can love it and keep it going.
I would say one thing not commonly known about museums is the small percentage of collections that you do see on display versus the large amount that you don't get to see. The average museum usually displays 3 to 5% of their collection at one time, which is why it is so exciting and important to revisit museums that you've already been to, because between them cycling exhibits through the 95% of the collection you may not see, traveling exhibits, and loans from other institutions, there is always something new to see, and more importantly, always something new to learn.